good? This is your boy, man, at DFS Mastermind _ over on Twitter. Thank you for clicking on the video. I am back on Fanduel. I'm about to hit you with my top 5 plays as usual. Now, tonight, I had a bad night, man. I recommended Kemba Walker. Didn't do terrible, man, but he did not get the value we needed. Same thing with Jimmy Buckets. And then my boy Jaylen Brown was a no-show. Trey Lyles, man, he completely went off, though. He kept me competitive. I felt like 3 points short of everything I entered, all my cash in my GPP lineups. I was just shy of the green line, but we in bounce back mode, man. You know what it is. Listen, we have a lot of news on this slate for tomorrow. A ton of value that we can already pinpoint. My favorite value spot is going to be from Detroit, because we know with the big trade, they're getting Blake Griffin. I'm pretty sure he will not be active for tomorrow, and they're going to be down a few bodies. So I'm going to go ahead and key in on some of these Detroit players in a very positive matchup going up against Cleveland. Now, what I'm doing in my lineups for tomorrow, I'm stacking this game. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to take a risk. There is definitely a chance of a blowout. The blowout factor is real. Whenever you're dealing with a lot of the starters being out of the lineup, it gets a little scary. But I think we have some capable fill-ins, and I will mention a few of those guys on this video. What else is a value spot? We got Trey Lyles. We seen Miles Plumlee get hurt. We can still target some of the same value in New Orleans. We know Boogie Cousins is out, so that's going to give a boost to players like Holiday, players like Darius Miller. E'Twaun Moore should see extended minutes. It's a ton of options, man. One thing I want y'all to do, if you're new, for your first time watching me, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and hit the sub button. I'll do my best to keep you updated with the late news. And then if you've been rocking with us, go ahead and join the Slack chat. Link is in the description. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. My top play on tomorrow will be Westbrook. I'm going to pay up for him 12.5. I know a lot of people will go towards Mr. AD. I think he's going to be in a good spot. But I want to pay up for Westbrook, man. I just always feel comfortable anytime I roster Westbrook. And John Wall is doubtful, so there's some more value. We can look for Satoransky. We can look for Frazier for some value point guards. But my top dog is going to be Westbrook. And then the guy I want to recommend is going to be Ish Smith. Now, I know the minutes with Ish Smith and the production has not been the prettiest, but I feel comfortable, man. When you get players like Tobias Harris out of your lineup, when you trade off Avery Bradley, somebody's going to have to make up these shots. Drummond is the best player on this team, but he's not a ball handler, man. Ish Smith, the ball will be in his hands a lot tomorrow. So I want to go ahead and roster him. I think he's going to be in a very, very good spot. So that's going to be my number 1 point guard. Moving on to shooting guard, ton of options. Like I said, I think James Harden may go a little overlooked, and he has a very beautiful matchup in the highest pace game, highest total game. So we could definitely look for Mr. Harden. I think Bradley Beal is going to be in an excellent spot as well. A guy that I will have exposure to is going to be Donovan Mitchell, just due to usage rate. And anytime you play up against really good teams, you want to bring your A game. I think he's going to be in a very good spot for tomorrow. And I know we think of Klay Thompson as a lockdown defender, but if you look at the stats as of recently, he has not been shutting down shooting guards, man. So I'm definitely willing to run Donovan Mitchell out there. We still have no Rodney Hood, so I think it's going to be a good spot for him. But the guy I want to get you Now, I know some people are not going to agree, man, but these are my picks. I'm showing y'all my process. So I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna go down to Luke Kennard at 3,700. I know it could get a little repetitive, man, because I really do like these Detroit players. I think we can really expose this value. I'm gonna go ahead and lock him in. I'm pretty sure he would actually get into the starting lineup on tomorrow. Another guy I like is gonna be Reggie Bullock, but I think we could really look at Luke Kennard, man, in a very, very decent spot, very cheap price tag. We're not asking for a ton of minutes, and if he goes out and sees 30 plus minutes, I am definitely willing to pay this very cheap price tag for him. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock him in. Moving on to small forward, my top small forward is LeBron James. I told y'all, man, I'm on so many Detroit players. It absolutely makes sense to go ahead and stack it up. I don't want to stack one side. If one side is scoring, that means the other side has to be doing something. And it's going to be nobody on the basketball court who will be physical enough to stick with LeBron James. They shipped Tobias Harris out of town. That was the matchup the last time these teams played, and LeBron James actually had a very decent game, 55 Fanduel points. I think he is going to improve upon that tomorrow with nobody to guard him. So that's going to be the only stud I recommend for you, because I didn't want to give you my boy Reggie Bullock, because y'all going to be like, oh my goodness, all these Detroit players. So I had to go ahead and get LeBron James in there as my top dollar player. Moving on to power forward, man, I'm going to go right down to some value. Now, I'm going to talk about these guys up top really quick. I think Porzingis is in a smash spot. If I wasn't so sold on the lineup I have right now, he would definitely make the second cut. If I play on DraftKings tomorrow, I'll definitely make me a Porzingis lineup. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go Porzingis and maybe like Anthony Davis over there, and stay away from some of these Detroit players. Maybe Fade Westbrook over there. You never know. But as far as FanDuel, Anthony Davis in a good spot. Porzingis I really like. I think Kevin Love is in a good spot as well. Trey Lyles is in a smash spot, y'all. We seen Mouse Plumlee get hurt, and I even think we can fire up Kenneth Faried. So keep your eye on that. If we can fire up Kenneth Faried at a very, very cheap price tag, I think he's bare minimum. Faried, bam, 3,500. We could definitely do that, man. He could wound up in the starting lineup. I definitely will have some exposure to Anthony Tolliver as well, but the guy I want to recommend for you is going to be Montrezl Harrell, 4,100. We know they shipped Blake Griffin out of town. He should slide in and see a big workload, and there's no way Aminu can stick with him. I love Aminu, but Montrezl Harrell, his motor is too high, and he is too physical. Very active player, man. He will crush his value tomorrow. So I want to go ahead and lock him in. And then in my center, I only get one center spot, so I got to be honest with you. The only two centers I really love on this slate is going to be Rudy Gobert, but the guy I want to recommend for you is going to be Steven Adams. I want to do the Westbrook and Steven Adams pairing going up against Washington. We just seen this matchup not too long ago. Bradley Beal had the monster game. But in this game, where is it at? Okay. In that game, Steven Adams had 32 fantasy points. I think he'll be comfortable, man. He'll look to build up on that. And I think he'll definitely get some more blocks, a few more points. So I want to go ahead and recommend Steven Adams as my top center. There's not a ton that I really, really love at center. Let me talk about a few of the value plays, though. We could go down. We could look for Coach Koufis. I know a lot of people like Joe Val right now. He's been on a heater. I think he'll slow down pretty soon, man. But I think he's okay, man, going up against Towns. And then Tristan Thompson at 4 racks is in a decent spot as well. We will have no RHJ tomorrow, so Jahlil Okafor seeing a big increase last game. He played 23 minutes, scored 21 real points. So we could look for Jahlil Okafor again. That's a bit risky. So I'm going to play it safe and go with Steven Adams, lock in my 35 points, and hope for more upside. There you have it. Those are going to be my top 5 plays for tomorrow's 9-game slate. We got Ish Smith, Luke Kennard, LeBron James, Montrezl Harrell, and Mr. Steven Adams. That's going to do it for me. If you are interested in getting down with DFS Masterminds coaching, make sure you email me at mastermindgrind@yahoo.com for the details. I provide game-by-game articles. I'm already working on them right now. I'm going to finish them up in the morning. I give you my player pool, man. I give you about 3 players in each tier that I'm really in love with. 3 high price plays, 3 mid-tier, and 3 value plays. And then, of course, I offer you individual coaching, man. I try to give you all the knowledge I have at DFS. Now, I'm not a guru. I'm not the best DFS player, but I have figured out how to cash on a consistent basis. And if you're new, or if you want to just give me a chance and you think I could help you with something, help you see my insight, my takes, I'm willing to do that, man. So just hit me up. Let me know what you think. But that's going to do it for me. I'm about to get out of here. I want y'all to bless up, cash out, and let's get to that green line tomorrow.